It's a Minimalist Monday edition of Optimal Living Daily, episode 514, Why I'm Scaling Back on Social Media by Tammy Strobel of rowdykittens.com, and I'm your very own personal narrator, Justin Malik, reading to you from some amazing blogs and books that I think will help you optimize your life. And it is Minimalist Monday today, and a common question I see is about minimizing social media. And it's crazy because picking up the smartphone and browsing social media has become the norm for any kind of break and interaction. It's nuts. You'll see it in line at grocery stores, everyone's on it in waiting rooms, even during pauses in conversation. It's kind of depressing, but understandable. Hopefully you find this post inspirational. I did. But before we get into it, really quick, big thanks to FreshBooks for helping me bring this content to you. FreshBooks is the company I recommend and use for invoicing, time tracking, expense tracking, and more. Come check them out totally free for a month and without entering any kind of payment info by visiting freshbooks.com/living. And now let's get to the post and start optimizing your life. Why I'm Scaling Back on Social Media by Tammy Strobel of rowdykittens.com. The Coffee Bar is my favorite cafe in Redding, California. It has an old-time vibe and it's got a sweet motorcycle theme. In November, I had an opportunity to spend time there. Earlier that day, I had dropped my mom off at the doctor for a standard procedure. Rather than waiting for my mom at the doctor's office, I decided to go to the coffee bar. I ordered a coffee along with prosciutto and toast and hunkered down with my treats at a corner table. My morning plans didn't include surfing the internet or Instagram. Instead, I wanted to read the Flow Mindfulness Workbook, journal, mind map projects for 2017, and People Watch. Yet, as I sipped my coffee and munched on my toast, I had a strong urge to open Instagram. Thankfully, I didn't log on to Instagram. Instead, I turned my phone off, put it inside my backpack, and began writing in my journal. Here's a portion of my journal entry from the day. Quote, I feel like I've rewired my brain to constantly check Instagram, and that doesn't feel good. I need to let my mind wander, not check Instagram every 2 seconds. Also, my desire to constantly check Instagram is annoying. My old twitch is back. It's time to rethink how I use social media. Oh, and I need to read deep work again, unquote. A few days later, I was reading the New York Times' morning briefing. It's delivered to my inbox Monday through Friday, and I love it. Anyway, Cal Newport's op-ed, Quit Social Media, Your Career May Depend on It, was featured in the briefing. Talk about serendipitous timing. Cal's article was helpful, and the essay reaffirmed why I'm scaling back on social media. Here's how I'm managing my various social media accounts as well as some thoughts about my decision-making process. I'm no longer using my personal Facebook page. To stay in touch with friends and family, I prefer talking on the phone, texting, reading their blog posts or email updates, sending letters, and having conversations in person. However, I haven't deleted my Facebook account because I'm still utilizing my Facebook fan page to share my daily photo, blog posts, and other news with lovely readers. To avoid information overload, political rants, and the trap of trying to keep up with everyone, I'm following fewer people on Twitter and Instagram. Now I'm reading blog posts and the news at specific times. Currently, I log on to social media once in the morning and once in the afternoon. Also, I've incorporated the following habits into my routine, all of which have decreased my crazy twitch to log onto the internet. Number 1, before I Google a person, topic, book, or research interest, I write the information down in my notebook. Then I'll search for the information at a designated time. Number 2, when I feel the urge to check social media, I ask myself why. Usually the twitch emerges when I'm feeling uncomfortable or unsure about a certain project. Number 3, if I have spare time, I read books, magazines, essays, and blog posts. I don't read on a Kindle anymore because I prefer paper books. However, Feedly is a handy tool to organize the blogs I enjoy reading. For the last month, I've incorporated these ideas and habits into my creative routine. Overall, my new habits have made a difference in my daily life. The twitch to log on to Instagram, for example, is growing smaller and smaller every day. Also, I feel more creative, productive, grounded, and I'm not silently judging folks for sharing fake news stories on Facebook. It's not my job to police Facebook. However, it's essential to support journalists and to become a savvy newsreader. Despite my addiction to social media, I do find tremendous value in services like Instagram and Twitter. Social media is fun and is a great place to find inspiration, friends, business opportunities, and more. However, I want to do deep work. Doing that kind of work means I need designated blocks of focused time. Those time blocks don't include social media. As Cal eloquently noted, if you're serious about making an impact in the world, power down your smartphone, close your browser tabs, roll up your sleeves, and get to work. You just listened to the post titled Why I'm Scaling Back on Social Media by Tammy Strobel of rowdykittens.com. And I read a great post from Cal Newport yesterday. You might want to check that out since she referenced him and his book in this post. And instead of hanging out on social media, you can update your expenses on the go with the FreshBooks app. I highly recommend tracking your expenses, all of them, for a week or a month or longer. And you can use FreshBooks to do that without getting frustrated with tools like Excel that you can really only access conveniently from a computer. FreshBooks is a cloud accounting company for small business owners and freelancers. It's the easiest system I've ever seen for tracking expenses because you can use it on a computer or you can use their app, which makes it really easy to track your expenses on the go. Much better than using a spreadsheet. And of course, if you track your expenses for an entire year, tax season becomes way easier. It's all worth it in the end. So come by and try FreshBooks out for free for a month with no commitment. You don't have to enter a credit card or any kind of payment info. Just come by freshbooks.com/living and enter Optimal Living Daily in the How Did You Hear About Us section. That'll do it for today. Hope you're having a great start to your week, and I'll see you in tomorrow's show where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.